communities, we partner with those faith communities. We can get them the materials they need to build the raised beds. We'll fill those raised beds with soil that we can bring in. We're doing a seedling distribution shortly for our network of more than 100 gardens at this point throughout the cities of Buffalo and Niagara Falls. So we're quite busy this time of year, but it's all worth it in the end to see that.
It's a lot of seedlings. I'm sure you guys are
It is a lot of seedlings. My counterpart and I were the seasonal staff. We were cleaning out basically our offices and our garage because we're getting them in this week and we need the space. Quite honestly, for all of the seedlings we're going to be distributing to all of those gardens. So
that's great. We need some help. We need some help, I believe, as well.
Yes. So our group gardening day is on every Monday morning from 10 to 11:45. And anybody in the community, where's the camera? Anybody in the community, come, please. You're welcome to come and be part of the gardens on that day. But I know that's during the day, and so it's a little bit busy for people who are working and stuff. So, but what we do need is we need to get them watered all the other 6 days of the week. So if people would like to volunteer, if you have an organization, maybe you're a group of teachers or an Elks Club or something like that, you could adopt a day during the week, say during July or from June to October for the whole thing. Just come down in the evening, and you can just rotate through your membership and spend time watering the gardens. It takes about half hour, 40 minutes. If there's any, once we get to the weeding part, maybe a little longer if people want to come and do weeding and pull weeds and stuff, because we need that help too. It just is so important, especially for our gardens, because they're all raised beds, right? And it's like putting a sponge on a picnic table in the sun, in the wind. It's a little bit breezy there all the time, and just that sponge is bone dry in 10 minutes. That's what those garden beds are like. So they need to be watered every day. And if we do that, if we can get that help, then the gardens actually do fabulous. It's all about being able to get enough watering if you don't have a really wet summer. So that if you want to come and volunteer, please, you can go to our website and click the Get Involved button. Is that what it is?
Yep, so you can go to communitymissions.org/volunteer, certainly, and you can fill out a volunteer form that way. We'll reach out to you if you check off specifically that you'd like to be a part of the gardens. We would absolutely welcome that.
And we'll be doing posts on our social media about it, and so people will be able to sign up through that and get to the link to fill out a form to become somebody that waters the garden.
Or just call us, 285-3403, and we'll get you to the right place, for sure. And then June 3rd is a big day. June
3rd is the first group gardening day. So again, it's at St. James United Methodist on Porter Road. It's right next to Niagara Falls High School. So it starts at 10, and anybody's welcome to come down. We also have, this coming Monday is the 20th. So on the 20th, we have our cleanup day. So the gardens, the winter, they go fallow. And so we have to go and turn over all the soil, put in the 35 bags of compost that Grassroots Gardens is giving us, which is awesome. We might actually have a partnership with the Niagara Falls Meals on Wheels. They're looking at maybe putting in some new beds and growing vegetables to give to their people. So, so come, please, just come out, water, get involved. It's a lot of fun. And you get, and I really encourage if people can make it on the Monday, that they come. There's just a lot of unnecessary stigma around mental health and mental illness. These are, our clients are wonderful people. They love engaging with folks, and it's really good for them. And I think it's good for everybody to be able to have that engagement.
Absolutely, absolutely it is. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and Kat is going to walk us through getting our hands dirty and learning something as well. So we hope you'll stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Microbes.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here. I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
All right, welcome back to Community Link. I'm here. We have changed venue a bit. So Kat is going to walk us through. What are you walking us through?
I am walking us through some thinning of seedlings today. So as I mentioned earlier, our seedling distribution is coming up, and they're going to be in packs similar to these, where our vendors who grow them out, we want to make sure that all those cells are filled so they seed them with more than one seed per cell. So, but the problem is now you have multiple plants per cell, and they're not going to be very happy if you plant them as is. So
Right,
we're going to need to have to thin them down a little bit.
So what plants do we have here first?
We have some leafy greens, because a good thing about thinning is that you're not wasting the plant. You can actually make a salad out of those cuttings that you're making for your leafy
Sure.
greens. But I brought some other things that you might not know that you can also add to that salad. So pea shoots are actually edible. We have some beets, and beet greens are also quite nutritious. And even radishes, that'll give you a little peppery taste as well to a salad that we're going to be making with all of our little leaves here. Oh, these guys are spinach. So you might have noticed, you're pointing them out probably because they have those little guys down there. Those are their cotyledons, which you can think of as baby leaves. So those are the leaves that first emerge when these seeds were planted. Actually, every seed has a tiny little baby embryonic plant in it. It's got either one or two leaves and a root already, and it's got all the nutrition it needs to sprout out and start photosynthesizing. So you'll see these first, and then it will grow its adult leaves.
Wonderful. All right, learning quite a bit. All right, well, let's get to thinning, I guess.
Sure. So easiest one we could probably see is this fun little red kale here. You can see that most of them already just have one in them, but this guy has two. And part of the reason I have a pair of kitchen shears here is you don't want to pull to thin your seedlings at all. If you try and do that, you'll notice that these are quite root bound together. If you tried to pull one of these apart, you're going to be damaging both of them. You might think that I can get two plants out of just one cell, but you might end up with zero if you try to do it that way. So instead, we're just going to cut them off with a pair of kitchen shears, just right above the soil level, because we're not trying to get our shears dirty, and we're also not trying to get our leaves dirty, because again, these are quite edible. You can use this as a nice little garnish in a salad. These are actually quite large, so we can use them just as the leaves and the base of our salad. And all of that is edible, so you are not wasting a thing.
So pick that up and show maybe if you just that. See how close down to the how close down that you cut.
Oh, yes.
So soil level.
Yes. So you can still see that there's still a bit of a stalk here, and in fact, this one had 3 in it, so we can show it again here in our little close-up if you would like. Yes, so that is the one we're going to cut, is the one that Pastor Mark is holding. So we're going to cut it above the soil level, because again, you don't want to get your shears dirty, and you don't want to get the plant dirty. You still want to wash these anyway, but you want to limit how much you're doing the washing, of course.
Pruning is hard to wrap your mind around, right? That by cutting less, it does better. But
right. It's a little counterintuitive. But again, you're stimulating the growth there, because when these two little plants that we just cut down, I know it's very sad that they're going to die back, but when their roots die back, the one that is left will have space to grow new roots out, because it'll already have those little tunnels to send those root shoots into.
Are there particular items that we're growing at the Gardens of Compassion that we need to do something like this for?
The spinach, we'll be growing some spinach.
Yes, okay, and definitely Spinach is one of those ones where sometimes it's a little variable in how much the seeds like to come out, so we like to overseed it a little bit. And you definitely, again, like this is far too much.
These are bursting.
These are bursting at the seams. You definitely want to thin them out, and we can't even pull this out. There's so much going on in there. So instead, well, or you could do it that way. No worries. You don't necessarily need to pull out the plants from.
It didn't work. We'll do this one.
Well, I was going to say, because you're paring it down to just one. So if that one happens to be in the center, sorry, little guys at the side, but you are going to have to go, and you will make a tasty little treat.
And that's it. So you trim them down just to one seedling.
Yeah, you trim it down to one per cell, no matter how big that cell is, because again, you want to give the one plant all the room it needs to grow, and you don't want to separate it out by pulling anything apart. So it's, again, easiest to just leave one per cell.
This is like a come to Jesus moment for me because I plant things really close. So everybody's, Mark, that's too close.
Yes, and if you do plant things by seed, you might notice that it says to seed at a certain distance, but then to thin the plant. So you can also do this with the plants that you have in the ground, provided, of course, that you can eat the greens. So don't do this with, say, tomatoes. Tomato greens are not palatable. They will make you sick. Don't do it with tomatoes. But you still do need to thin them. So you just won't be eating those ones, unfortunately.
Mark, talk a little bit, what are the specific plants that we typically do?
Well, we do a lot of tomatoes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tomatoes,
Hot peppers.
Onions. Carla's a big hot pepper fan. Onions, cucumbers.
We did a potato last time.
Right, we did potatoes for the first time last year.
How did those end up?
Amazing.
I was going to say, because you have a very specific raised bed, so that's surprising. Yeah, you could do a lot in a little amount of space. Yeah.
Our green beans were prolific. They're wonderful.
Yeah, and we're going to do, this year we're doing two kinds of cucumbers, like field cucumbers and pickling cucumbers.
Okay,
We're going to
very
pickle
good.
some cucumbers.
Oh, exciting.
It's very exciting, yeah.
So aside from Grassroots, are there any other partners in particular that we
Yes,
use?
I mean, something I always like to mention is like your local markets, like, and for us, or your local greenhouses, and for us, it's Goodman's Farm Market on the Boulevard in Niagara Falls. So helpful, donate so much stuff to us, help us out an awful lot, and a great family business, and we're just like really grateful to have those kind of partners in the community.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. You can continue cutting back as you need here. I will take us away.
I was going to say, you would like to try a pea shoot.
There
If
you
anybody
go.
wants to eat some, of course, we have some
Peas,
extra.
eat your peas.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kat, and teaching us a little bit, and to Mark and Carla as well. So again, the Gardens of Compassion, a lot of opportunities to get involved. Hopefully you can come out Mondays and be a part of the program, but any other day, any other evening, we can use help in watering and weeding as well. And again, a few things to hit on that we talked about in the beginning of the show. Thank you to anyone that participated in the Letter Carriers Food Drive. Over 2,000 pounds of food were donated to community missions and many other organizations like ours throughout Niagara Falls. We are in specific need of size 3 and up diapers, also men's jeans and children's clothes. We're always looking to hire. If you are looking for a little extra cash in your pocket as a part-time employee or looking for a career change, please visit communitymissions.org/jobs to see all the different available options that are there. Mental Health Month this May. Continue following us on social media for tips and different things to help improve yours or everyone around you's mental health. And please keep in mind our golf tournament is coming up on Monday, July 29th. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Community Link.